Hey there everyone, this is Mr. Evans with a Google Drawings tutorial. Google Drawings is built into your Google Drive account. You can do some pretty cool stuff with it, so I'd like you to explore it today, hopefully use it the rest of the year. First thing you do is you open up your Google Drive account on your Chromebooks. There's a Google Drive icon at the bottom left-hand side of your Chromebook, so click that. That opens your Google Drive account. Then you click on the New button, go to More, and choose Google Drawings. Now when you open Google Drawings for the first time, the very first thing you want to do is to create a title for it that makes sense. So I'm going to click on Untitled Drawing and type something that makes sense. Alright, let me click on that again and let's type in test drawing. The other thing is that this thing here, which is, I guess you could sort of think of that as the paper that you would be drawing on. We're going to call it, I'll call it a canvas. Your canvas where you create your drawing can be resized. If you grab these little teeny lines down here in the bottom right corner, you can make it bigger, you can make it wider, you can make it shorter if you wanted to. So you can resize that canvas to just about any size you want. I'll make it a little smaller here and put it in the middle. Okay, now in Google Drawings, most of the menus up here look the same as the menus that are in Google Docs and Google Slides, which are the two things that you've probably used the most. The one we're going to focus on is the Insert menu, where you can insert the objects that you want to insert into your drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the Insert menu. I'm going to choose Text Box. I have to actually draw my text box. Then I'm going to type something in here. I like frogs. Okay. Now that I have a text box, I'm going to click outside of it. It's here. To see it, you have to click on it. And I can click on the line and I can drag it around. There are some other things you can do to this text box too. In the inside of the text box, I can highlight the words, go up here and I can change the font. I can change the size of the font over here. Drag this box a little bigger so it surrounds the words. Now, let's say I click outside of the text box, but I want to make some changes to the text box. I'll need to click on it again so that I see this blue line. Now we can go up here and change some things about this text box. For example, you can click on this paint can and you can fill the inside of the text box with a color. You can click on this pencil. That'll change the line color on the outside of the text box. And these lines right here change the line weight, which refers to how thick the line is on the outside of the text box. So now we've got a much better looking text box, and we can move that around. We can make that bigger or smaller if we want. So I'm going to move that over here up into the corner. I'm going to go back to the Insert menu, and I'm going to choose Image. Now you've got a lot of choices for how you can insert your image. You can upload it from your Chromebook. If you've already saved an image to your Chromebook, you can take a snapshot with the camera. But one of the easiest ways to get an image into your drawing is just to go to this search over here on the right hand side. So I'm going to click search. In the box I'm going to type frog, and then I have to click this blue search button. When you click that, you get a bunch of different choices. I'm going to click this one right here, this cute little guy. I click on the picture, and then down here click select. That will bring the image into your drawing. It's usually going to be much larger than the drawing area. So just grab one of these corner handles and you can make that smaller. Now the other thing I can demonstrate here is, let's say you wanted the text box to be in front of the picture. Right now, the picture is in front of the text box. To do that, you would click on the text box and you would go to this word right here, the word arrange. Click on arrange, choose order, and then you click bring to front. When you click bring to front, that brings the text box in front of the picture. Okay, let's go back to that insert menu and see what else we can insert into our drawing. Here's something called word art. When you click on that, type in a word. I'm going to type frogs. And then you hit the enter key on your keyboard. That brings in this sort of cool word art title that you can resize. You can also change the colors. I'll show you how to do that. So I click on the word art. I can go up here to the paint can. I can change the internal color. of the letters. I can change the line color on the outside of the letters, and I can change again the thickness of those lines as well. That's a little too thick. Let me get a little smaller here for that. And now you can see that we've got an interesting word art title. You can also change the font as well. So if you click on the word art, you go up here to fonts, you can choose a different font for that too. About this one. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a word art sample here. Let's go back to the insert menu, see what else we have. All right. Done word art. Now lines, there are a lot of different lines that you can choose. I won't go over all of these, but one of the more interesting ones is down at the bottom, scribble. If you choose scribble, and this might be hard to do on a trackpad, but if you have a mouse, it's a lot easier. If you go to insert, I'll do that again, and you choose line, scribble, you can then draw whatever you want. On your drawing, and it will go in as an object that you can do things to. Like for example, if I go back up here and click the arrow, I can then click on my scribble and move it around. You can even grab the corners and resize your scribble, and you can also change the colors as well. So I'll do that really quick. We've already done a couple of these. We've changed the colors, and you really do the same thing for the scribble too. Just go up here. I'm going to choose line color. I'll choose this blue color. I can go to the line weight, make it thicker, and so then you can take that scribble and make it any size that you want or any color that you want as well. All right, let's go back to the insert menu. You've got a lot of different shapes to choose from, and each of these categories has a lot of different choices. These work the same way as the objects that we just did. So I'll insert a shape real quick. Again, you can change the inside color using the paint can up here. You can change the line color on the outside, and you can change the thickness. And this other one happens to be the type of line that you choose. It can be a dashed line, it can be a dotted line, but I'll just keep this as a solid line. So now we have this object in here as well. And the last one that I wanted to show you is insert table. So you can choose a table size, and I chose 2 by 2, so that's 4 cells that I can type in. And then you can just type things in each one of these cells. I like frogs. Yes, I do. I really like frogs. Frogs are cool. Okay, so now you have this table with text in it that you can move around as well. So I'm going to click that. I can make it a little smaller if I wanted. I can move it around. It's an object just like the other ones. Okay, so let's say that you're completely done with your drawing. Now to get this drawing into a Google Doc or a Google Slideshow, what you would do is you would go over here to the Edit menu. So you choose Edit, and you go to Web Clipboard. Now I'm going to clear out the Web Clipboard first so you can see this. I'll do it one more time. You go to Edit, choose Web Clipboard, and then choose this top choice that says Copy Entire Drawing to Web Clipboard. All right, now it looks like nothing happened, but here's what that did. If I go back to my Google Drive account, and let's say I create a Google Doc, so I'm going to create a quick Google Doc here. If I want to insert that drawing into this Google Doc, all I have to do is go to Edit, click on Web Clipboard. Now notice when I hover the hand over top of drawing, it shows me a little version of my drawing, and then when I click drawing, it inserts it into my document. And it inserts all those pieces as one big picture. So this is all one picture now. And I can change the size of it. I can make it smaller. It'll make every part of it smaller. Or I can make it bigger, and it'll make every part of it bigger. Now inserting your drawing into a Google Slideshow is a little different. So I'll show you that as well. I'll go back to Google Drive, choose New, Google Slides. And on this first slide, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these boxes. And I'll show you what happens when you insert your drawing into a Google Slideshow. So we're going to go back to Edit, to the same place we went to in the Google Doc. Choose Web Clipboard. I'm going to hover over my drawing, and there it is. And when I click it, it'll bring my drawing into my Google Slideshow, but it does it a little differently. What you'll notice is, and I'm going to click over here in the white area, it brings in each piece of my drawing separately. Whereas with the Google Doc, it brought it in all as one picture. In a Google Slideshow, you can bring in all the little pieces separately and decide what you want to do with those pieces on your slide, whether it's move them around, make them bigger, or even delete a piece by clicking on it and clicking the delete or backspace key on your keyboard. So it brings it into Google Slides a little different than it brings it into Google Docs. And let's go back to my drawing, and I believe that is all I want to show you about Google Drawings. So hopefully today you'll have a chance to experiment with it and get creative and make some cool stuff. Your teacher may have something specific that he or she wants you to do with Google Drawings, and if not, just make some really cool stuff. Make sure everything that you make is appropriate for school, and practice also inserting your drawing into a Google Doc and into a Google Slideshow.